Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. Now, I really wasn't expecting to hear much more on the New York car chase situation with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And today we got a plethora of information from NYPD, and now we know what has taken place. So here we are. The NYPD is letting us know that it is confirmed upon review that what Harry and Meghan said about their chase in New York was in fact true. Dangerous and reckless, and 2 people have been arrested, and because the US despises them so much, they are going to be getting enhanced protection for subsequent visits. And it's so interesting how on the same day we're learning about the enhanced protection here, I guess when they go into the city, at least they'll have that enhanced protection, that they're granted that. But back home, Harry just lost that. This stuff is so interesting to follow. And I will admit, this was one of the things that I was skeptical about when it came to Harry and Meghan. I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like a high-speed car chase in the middle of New York. I don't think so, because we all know the traffic. But apparently, Harry and Meghan never said the word high speeds. Somewhere along the way, that got added in. Probably media, because they always like to exaggerate every goddamn thing when they want to. And so getting this today, I'm just like, whoa, okay. So we have, oh gosh, what a week. So it says, on the last day of the hearing, before Miss Fatima Casey produced a copy of a letter dated December 6, 2023, from the Chief of Intelligence in New York City Police Department. The letter is addressed to the Chief Superintendent, OCU, Commander Royalty and Specialty Protection. The Chief Intelligence says that he wishes to make the Chief Superintendent aware of certain changes to the security procedures that will be placed on May 16th, 2023 in New York City. The letter says that a thorough review of the incident had taken place, and although no formal charges were brought against the parties involved at the time, we did conclude that the behavior in question was reckless. As a result, beginning with an upcoming trip in the current weeks, the dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part of the paparazzi during the night in which is in question, they had operated vehicles, scooters, and bicycles in manners that forced occasions and a circuitous route to avoid being struck by pursuing vehicles. Why does that sound so familiar? Or trapped on the side blocks. The conclusion was that there was significant evidence to address 2 individuals for reckless endangerment. 2. Reckless. So people are being very much vindicated in this week. I understand with the court ruling today also with Harry's security over in the UK. Okay, he may have lost that, but it just shows that he really has solidified himself more over here in the US. But Prince Harry is standing on occasion because he is going to appeal this decision. This is his statement. The Duke of Sussex will appeal today's judgment, which refuses his judicial review claim against the decision-making body RAVIC, which includes the Home Office, the Royal Household, and the Met Police. But NYPD is going to handle business, apparently. Well, I was going to say something about NYPD, but I may not need to say all that. Anyway, although these are not labels used by RAVIC, 3 categories as revealed during the litigation comprise the RAVIC cohort: the role-based category, the occasional category, and the other VIP category. So maybe they would be the role-based category because it's literally his role to be the Duke of Sussex. The Duke is not asking for any preferential treatment, but for a fair and lawful application of Ravok's own rules, ensuring that he receives the same consideration as others in accordance with Ravok's own written policy. In February 2020, Ravok failed to apply its written policy to the Duke of Sussex and excluded him from a particularly risk analysis. The Duke's case is that a so-called bespoke process that applies to him is no substitute for that risk analysis. The Duke of Sussex hopes he will obtain justice from the Court of Appeals and makes no further comments while the case is ongoing. But at least he has made a statement. He is acknowledging what took place today, and he is letting you know that he is proceeding because he is not asking for any, extra treatment, specialized treatment. He's just wanting what is due to him because I think he's under the role-based category. So I just feel like he didn't have a choice being born into the royal family. It is what it is. He is who he is. He literally left. I've said it so many times. I don't have to repeat myself. We all know why he left, whether you agree with the reasonings or not. And he still is who he is. He's just in a different country right now. But when he goes back, people are effing crazy. They talk about this woman day and night. They're obsessed with their children and why they aren't seen or not seen. And when they are seen, they don't believe that. And it's never going to be enough. I've never seen people so obsessed with someone's children and seeing someone's kid, and then when people have any questions about where Kate's been because we haven't seen her since Christmas of last year, it's privacy, you don't need to touch that. They already gave a statement. They said we'd see her after Easter. It's still weird because there's no pictures. We have not seen her. So all of this is just, it's been a crazy week. No other word about Prince William and his personal reasons absence. I did see this video from, I think it was Great Britain, or Good Morning Britain, something like that. I want to find it because it was a clip that basically was saying that the British media has made it so that Prince William thinks he can do whatever the hell he wants to do and move in any way he wants to move. Like, oh, you canceling 40 minutes. I didn't even know yesterday it was 40 minutes, but canceling 40 minutes prior to where you're supposed to be somewhere and citing personal reasons and think, oh, people aren't supposed to think it's weird. Also in the fact that your wife has been missing since Christmas of last year for a planned surgery, but a whole convoy was seen leaving on the 28th of last year. So it's just like so many little things that make a bigger thing, and the fact that they're not saying anything to just like kind of quell, is that the word? Just like kind of make these speculations stop is so perplexing to me. Like, I'm seeing all these memes. People are saying she's getting facelifts. People are saying she's getting a BBL and are making all these memes with her having like a big ass and everything. All like, I've seen countless different news articles from big media talking about this situation. They obviously know what's up, and I just feel like if they could, they would, which makes me think that they can't, which is concerning. So yeah, I see like, oh yeah, they told us we'd see her after Easter, da 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 da. But it's also with the fact that we've seen King Charles given his diagnosis and how open he's been. It's so many things. And then William's behavior is just odd. It really is. I'm sorry. So, I mean, we're going to keep watching. I hope that she's good. People are on Kate watch, counting down the days till Easter. Like she's going to be presented at Easter Sunday service. Not going to happen. They said after Easter. So that's April. And it's going to be crazy because now they have created this frenzy. So now it's going to be this chaotic freaking scene when she comes back. When it could have been, oh, she's well, I'll give you a little picture, oh, she's waving in the car. So then she comes back and people are like, oh my God, leaving flowers for her, da da da. And then we move on with life. But it's going to be a thing because now it really is a thing. Because people are acting weird. But yes, I gotta find that video where they're essentially talking about because the British media has made it so William feels like he can do whatever and not be questioned for it because they have protected them or protected him, the crown, which essentially he is, for a very, very long time. This is a, see, all these memes are, I just don't understand how they are okaying this. They even got Harper's Bazaar talking about some, where in the world is Kate Middleton? Oh, and I did see this tweet by Omid Scobie that I agree with. He says, while I firmly believe the Princess of Wales should be allowed to recover without disturbance or prying, because that is true. And I think that's what people are trying to miss. Like, she deserves that. Everybody deserves to be able to heal in privacy and not have people all in their business. Everybody deserves that. It's just not fair. So he proceeds in saying, while I firmly believe the Princess of Wales should be allowed to recover without disturbance or prying, it's bizarre to me that the same conscience-free papers who hack, harass, and who made me feel unsafe by flying drones to stalk me have suddenly learned the meaning of privacy. Because for a long time there, it was radio silence from the media. Just now, they've started putting out questions and stuff because it's gone on a little bit too long. But then he added a picture of the Mirror, which has exclusive in-game author Omid Scobie staying in blank LA villa before a bombshell book came out. So they had freaking drones over where he was staying in LA. So you're being that invasive, but telling other people, oh, it's her privacy, it's her privacy, it's her privacy. It's privacy when it's to your favor. Okay, my apologies. It's Good Morning Britain. So I found the video and they're having a conversation about Harry awaiting his high court judgment and also talking about William missing his event the other day. Well, yesterday.
Personal matter, so we went back and said, is it because of Kate? You know, she's still recuperating from her abdominal surgery, and the answer we got back was she continues to do well, but they didn't say it wasn't to do with Kate. So that's entirely possible. And as you say, to pull out 45 minutes before the event, when you were meant to be giving a reading, when it was for someone who was your godfather, as the former King of Greece was to William, and you live closer than everybody else. I mean, we had the King of Spain who made it from Spain. We had a bunch of Jordanians came over, Serbians, and the Dutch, and all the rest of it. And William lives in Windsor and still didn't make it. And that's why there were so many questions, but so few answers.
Well, what do you think about that, Tessa? That he hasn't given any hints as to what the reason was, which has, of course, resulted in frantic speculation.
Well, he gave a very strong hint. He said it was personal.
Yeah. Well, I know you feel really strongly about this, Susanna.
Yeah.
But an awful number of, a lot of our viewers, rather, have been in touch today saying, we want to know, or at least to be reassured.
And then the other question was, perhaps it was because of the sudden death of Tom Kingston, whose parents-in-law were at
the palace did rule that out last night, that it was nothing to do with it. But
they ruled that out. I do think, and I don't want to take a pop at a man when he's down, and anyone who's got a spouse who's, had a major operation, it was a gloves-off moment. But I do think if you pull the lens back a bit, you'll remember those years of Workshire Will, etc. We got through them. They're an incredibly impressive couple, greater than the sum of their parts, particularly when it comes to William. But one of the key problems is, with the departure of the Sussexes, and I think as humans we all need this, we all need someone to push off, to compete with in a healthy way. You remove any kind of competition. And at the same time, the predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible, untouchable pedestal. So really, I think, to an extent, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he like. We've made him untouchable in some respects.
All they would say was personal matters.
Made him untouchable in some respects. She said, we've made him untouchable in some respects. She, I guess, this commentator is with Good Morning Britain. So I guess she's talking about her, including her colleagues, as in the British media, made him untouchable. She touched on the work-shy Willie, where she's like, you know, this isn't the first time that he's not shown up at an event or canceled early. Like, he has that nickname for a reason. And while, yes, we are sensitive to, like, the operation, the procedure for Kate, and of course, we want her to be okay and have her privacy, it's just a little weird how it's being done, given, like, they're not really saying much when it comes to her, versus especially King Charles. I mean, so if they're questioning, and you heard the guy say that a lot of people had written into them saying that they wanted to know what's going on. Yes, it's personal, but like also as a public figure, especially if you're publicly funded. I mean, wasn't that the whole thing with Meghan and Harry? They wanted to know everything what's going on with them. Wanted her pictures of her baby, want the whole birth certificate and everything else. Oh, why didn't we see her as soon as, you know, the baby came out of her birth canal? Like, inappropriate, selfish, you know. But it's not okay for any of this weird happenings that's going on to be questioned at all. I just don't feel like I don't think that makes sense, in my opinion. So, yeah, we're going to see how much crazier this week gets with the royal family. If we're going to hear any more from William, probably not. I hope we see Kate before Easter, because March is a long month, 31 whole days, and then they said after. So, it's going to be very interesting, and I don't know if William's going to come back to his duties, because it's so conflicting. They said that he was, you know, delaying his duties to help stay with her and help with the kids and everything like that, and then they were like, oh, he's coming back to his duties. But then when he did his duties, he did a pinning when he was swaying in 2 celebrity events and then didn't go to the family event. So all these things have people questioning, and I hope people on the other side maybe can see how it looks a little strange. And if you are on the other side of things looking in, are you questioning? Has your mind been like, okay, this is a little weird? Or are you still like, you know, look, they said she's well, they said she was recovering, we're gonna see her after Easter, period. That's all I need to know. I'm interested to know. I will see you guys in another video.